So today I'm going to teach students how to compare and contrast using a compare and contrasting chart. So first of all, we would define our terms, so comparing things that are different and contrasting things that are the same. So to be able to compare and contrast, you need two or more things. So you would need animals and humans, and you would compare humans on one side, animals on the other, and then the similarities between the two. There are many different ways you can compare and contrast, but we will be using a comparison chart. So they would most likely have known it as a Venn diagram. Instead of using a Venn diagram, I'm going to choose to use the comparison chart because it's easier. It gives them more room to write. It's easier for them to write. So how to draw one. So I would show them on the board, like how to actually just draw three boxes in a line. So first you would pick the two things that you want to compare. So I would choose cats on one side and dogs on the other. And then you write what you want on the outside boxes. And then you would write the similarities on the inside box. So on the outsides of the chart and what you think of what you're comparing on the inside. So then you write the similarities of both things you're comparing. So my example of cats and dogs. So cats, I would say they meow and they're more cuddly. And dogs, I would say they bark and they're more loud, or they're more maintenance. And then for the similarities, I would say they're both house pets and they're both animals. So then I would show them how I would write those on the board. So then I'm going to transition into the actual reading part. So that was just the guided practice. So then I would either have them read to me, or I would read, whichever they would prefer. So then I would have them read the American football. Think about similarities and differences as we read. If I'm reading, I would kind of look up and make sure that they're thinking about that and that kind of thing. So then I would go, once we're done reading the pages 4 through 10, I would ask them what are the two parts that we can compare. And if they can't think of anything, it gave us different parts of American football and football in other countries, so we could compare those really easily. I would have them go back and read and figure out what the differences are and what those similarities are. And if they couldn't think of anything, it gave an example of Canada has an American football team, and same with, so America and Canada have the same football team, and then like over in Europe they have soccer is what they call football, so they could compare those two really easily. So then I would transition into them reading with their partners, and the rest of the book, it was like 11 through 16 or 17. And now they would read it with their partners as they kept thinking of the different ideas that they found in the book. So then when they're done, they can get together and think of a few other ideas that they could compare and contrast together. So if you have any questions, let me know. That's what I would ask them. And yeah, that was my lesson.